up your engine. Okay, today I'm going to tell you why sometimes the best thing to buy is something they don't make anymore. Here's a 2019 Toyota Tundra, and I'm going to tell you why. Guy just bought this one used because this is what he wanted. 5.7 liter V8 with 4x4 four-wheel drive. Now he got this because he decided his Tacoma wasn't big enough. He pulls a 26-foot trailer, and I tend to agree. Now, when we open the hood, this is why people were buying these vehicles. Big old V8 engine that can run forever. Doesn't need turbocharging. Doesn't need all that crap. Got plenty of power to pull, and a combination of that and how long these things can last. He paid $34,000 for it. He didn't want a new one, or even a newer one, because he didn't want that V6. Now, speaking of the V6, if you've been following the horrid saga of the engines, Toyota said they were going to replace 100,000 of them, and they tried to blame it on debris. Well, now a lot of people, engineers included, are coming to a different conclusion. That part of it is twin turbo V6 in a big truck not being able to take it. People buy these V8s. Grandson's got one 300-something thousand miles. Son's got one 600,000 miles. Still running strong with original engines in them, right? You put a twin turbo V6, it turns out they just can't take it. People bought these trucks because they lasted so long. I'll never forget when I first saw them when I was in Texas, and people said, oh, well, it's a Toyota truck. Billy Bob's in Texas, they ain't gonna be buying no pickup trucks from the Japanese, right? Well, a few years later, go out in the country of Texas, Billy Bob's are driving them all over the place because they held up. They didn't break down. They could just run and run and run. As you can see, even this one, made in San Antonio, Texas. Now, originally they made them in Indiana in the old Toyota forklift plant, but then they started making them, now they make them in San Antonio. And at least, thank goodness, let's hope, they still make them there. Because they used to make Tacomas in San Antonio too. Now they're all made in Mexico. The quality isn't as good as it used to be. Hey, at least they're still making the Tundras in San Antonio, but with that V6 engine and a combo of the transmission that it had in it, hey, I'm not a fan. This guy said he wasn't a fan, so he bought a used one, and it only had 40-something thousand miles on it, so he's going to get a ton of life out of this thing. Now, as with any vehicle, occasionally there's problems. Some people whined a little about the infotainment system, and some people whined a little bit about the turn signals clicked at too slow of a pace. No, I mean, just minor glitchy stuff. But if you've ever asked anyone who bought one of these with a V8 in it, other than complaining about gas mileage, and all big V8 trucks get crappy gas mileage. As a matter of fact, the V6 twin turbo doesn't do much better than this in the real world. I had a guy bring me a V6 twin turbo hybrid last year, and it got 1 mile a gallon better on the highway than my grandson's that is 300,000 miles on it with the V8. So, you know, gas mileage. In the real world, these 8s are what people want. Got tons of space in the back seat. Got a lot of stuff. You can see he's got his working man stuff in. He got a cute little center seat. He wanted to have the bench seat set up so you can get 3 people in there. And of course, it's got Toyota's reliable 4-wheel drive system, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel high, 4-wheel low. Got a bunch of power outlets. Shows your oil pressure. Shows your water temperature, charging system, fuel gauge. Not overwhelming you with information, stuff that you want. And he bought this one because he didn't want to overpay for a loaded one. He was looking at loaded ones. They wanted $14,000 more used than he paid for this one. And why? Because he's like me. It didn't come with the fancy side steps here. It had the basic ones, but he spent all those thousands. He traded them even for these, the stock ones, because the guy wanted to do rock crawling. He didn't want these things fancy there. He wanted the basic model ones. So he got those for nothing, and it came with the steel wheels. He found a guy that sold them the fancy ones with tires on them for 800 bucks. You can't even buy 4 tires for 800 bucks if you're buying new stuff. Like me, he didn't care about heated seats, all that nonsense. He wanted a truck he could drive for a long time. The history of these things shows they go a long time. And you might say, oh, why are you going to buy a used vehicle? Because it's better than the new ones. That's what I'm saying. You might say, Scotty's lost his mind as the office rocker, telling somebody buy a vehicle they don't make anymore. Yes, sure, they still make the Tundras, but they don't make this engine. And it wasn't because it was a problem engine. Oh, we got to make something better, right? They ended up making something worse. Even the engineers now are studying them, are tearing them down and saying, this damage wasn't from debris. This is just wore out because it couldn't take the pressure of twin turbos pulling a heavy truck. Hey, if you want a lighter truck with a lighter engine, fine and dandy. You know, they could have done whatever they want. Originally, a lot of the Tundras had V6 engines. Guess what? People said they weren't good enough, so they bought all the V8s. They didn't sell hardly any of the 6s. Now all of a sudden they're forcing it in by saying, well, this puts out more horsepower than the V8, but it's a twin turbo. It's a lot of pressure, right? A lot more strain on a smaller engine. No, the reason they have V8s is because they can take it. And I say the same exact thing about Fords. The other day, guy brought me a Ford Tremor. Beautiful truck, right? What was in it? A normally aspirated V8 engine. Put out plenty enough horsepower. Ford's still selling them. They didn't say you can only get twin turbo V6. Now they do sell twin turbo V6s. But the real truck guys don't buy them. If you're not going to tow, if you're not going to plow up north, a lot of guys plow with their pickup trucks, right? You're not going to carry big heavy weights. A twin turbo, if you baby it and take care of it, can last a while. Nowhere near as long as a V8, because the old Ford V8s, hey, they could go hundreds of thousands of miles too, with very little expense being paid on. Ford didn't say the only thing you can get is a twin turbo V6. If you don't like it, go buy something else. Well, hey, you might think spending 30-something grand for a used truck is crazy. Well, crazy as a fox in this case. This thing will outlast all those new ones. I guarantee you that. With the V6 twin turbos on them. And with only 40,000 miles, it's nothing for these things. Absolutely nothing. And even though they don't make the engines anymore, what difference does it make? There's millions of guys that rebuild these things. Some race guys rebuild them. 7-8 grand, you get a really excellent, totally done over engine. If it ever did wear out when it had 400,000 or 500,000 miles on it, you don't say, well, they don't make it anymore, I can't get parts. Believe me, you'll be able to get parts. People like these things. That's how they sold the Tundra. Big mistake putting a twin turbo V6 in them. Gigantic mistake. Because these things can just go forever. Lifespan of a truck, people want a truck, they want a big truck, they want a big engine. Gas mileage isn't at the forefront of what they're doing. That's just the way big trucks are. Let's take it for a spin. Close the door. Solid, real solid. The only thing you heard rattle was the stuff that's in here. Back her up. Nice V8 draining, so the camera's a little bit wet, but yeah, it's working. Older one, it doesn't have the fancy view from the top and all that, but hey, it serves its purpose. Like I say, you want a truck, you want a V8. That was a V8 Ford truck. It's a V8 Toyota, but truck people want V8 engines. Nice high in the air, but decent handling too. Got 81,000 on it now. Transmission still shift as good as the day it was made. And if you want to, hardly anybody does, but it doesn't have paddle shifters, but you can play with the shifting here if you want to play with the shifting. Most people just put it in drive and go. We'll take a trip down to the back of the road here. Listen to that engine. That is a smooth engine. Now the four-wheel drive systems on these are relatively bulletproof. I've personally never seen one break, unless it was in a massive wreck, and you can't blame the vehicle on that. And here we go. It starts slipping until the traction control took in a lot of power. But the traction control, hey, it kicked in pretty good. The smooth power, that's what these V8s are about. They have all kinds of ratings, but my grandson's friend once pulled 30,000 pounds of pig iron. The trailer, the tires almost went flat. The frame almost bent on the trailer, but it was able to pull it. Now, they were only going 30 miles an hour on backcountry roads, but these are strong engines. You don't have any self-driving or lane assist stuff on it, but hey, it's a basic pickup, and that's what the guy wanted. Everybody started buying these Tundras, and now, guess what? They're being scared away by the V6 twin turbo. Toyota went through all the trouble of perfecting these vehicles, making the engines bulletproof, driving on, only to do a 180 and go back to a V6 cylinder engine instead of the V8s. That's what people were buying these things for in the first place. It's a shame, but yeah, that's the way the world goes these days. The bean counters are trying to take over. Well, let me tell you, the bean counters didn't have much to say about building this truck. Listen to that engine. And it's running perfectly fine. I see no problems at all, but got bought it used, so I'm going to try out a new scan tool I got to check the systems out. Give them a little more peace of mind and get a 2-for-1. Also check out this new scan tool to see what it seems like. Scan tool in the front seat is an electric. You just pull on a little rod and back it goes. Hang my scan tool up here and see it. Now the scan tool itself is a ThinkScan 689BT. Now this is a serious scan tool. You can see it's got really good graphics while it's reading the VIN scan. Here's the $474 scan tool. It's for people that are serious about working on cars but don't want to spend $5 grand for a scan tool. Got it fast, 2019 Tundra SR5. So we'll do a smart scan and go through everything. Got a startability malfunction. That's off in the key. Has nothing to do with anything. Somebody tried to start the car with the wrong key or when it wasn't programmed. And that saying that the shorts and turn signals and stuff, and that the transmitter on the tire pressure monitoring system isn't working. But start her up. You notice the check engine light isn't on because at some point in time the battery's been changed in this. Somebody didn't reset things. Might have had minor accidents where the bulbs are broken. They didn't reset anything. So what we're going to do is clear the DTCs. Now they're cleared. Start her back up. And we'll look at the engine information. Remember, black's good, red's bad. Automatic transmission, oil temperature. It's giving us a lot of data. Pretty good scan tool. The air fuel's almost perfect. 1 is perfect. 0 point, that's perfect for second. It's only off like 1/1000s, 2/1000s, so that's obviously running pretty good. Even giving you the thermal degradation estimate of the automatic transmission fluid. Battery voltage is fine. Misfire, of course, they're all zeros. It's running fine. Engine oil temperature is fine. No engine speed fluctuation. Look, 0. They're all running perfectly the same. Insane how well made these things were. Why they ruined them with V6 twin turbos is beyond me. If we want, of course, we can graph it, but there's nothing wrong. Look at this. Long-term fuel trim. 0, 0, 0. It's insane. There's an endless amount of data. Even the power steering, pressure. I mean, it's insane. The data that it has. Look, it can access a lot of stuff, and it's all perfectly fine. Control the injector volume. Activate the variable valve. Activate the vacuum pump. You can control the variable valve timing. I mean, look at the stuff that you can do. Control cylinders, fuel cutout, check the cylinder compressor. It does it electronically. It's an average of how much pressure it measures as the starter spins, but hey, it can do an awful lot of tests. Seems to be a pretty serious tool. Let's go to special functions, see what those are. You can reset learning values. You can check the secondary air injection, reset the memory, reset the oil maintenance. And you can customize stuff too. You can customize the door lock, security, power windows, illuminated entry, light control, tilt and telescopic, air conditioner, smart key. You can access, you can make another key if you want. So you don't have to go to a locksmith or spend a fortune at the dealer. So I do have to say, if you're serious about working on cars, the 689BT is a pretty good scan tool. So there you go. Now you know why the guy bought a used Tundra instead of a new one. Not only just the price, the new one didn't even have what he wanted in the first place. He customized what he wanted to customize, saved money, and got a V8 Tundra that'll probably run 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 miles. You can pull this giant 26-foot trailer, do everything that he wants, and not have to worry about the engine blowing up like the 6-cylinder twin turbos are. So, if you're thinking about buying a car they don't make anymore, hey, you might think about this if you want a truck. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.